What is up, guys? How are you doing? It's Devin from Neptune Design over here. And today we are going to have so much fun. I am super excited about this one, and I know a lot of you are too, because man, oh man, whenever it comes to Google Ads and making money and getting clients with Google Ads, that is where I get the majority of my questions. And what I want to do today is I just want to I want to explain my journey. I want to explain how I started doing what I'm doing right now. And I also want to talk about how a lot of freelancers out there, a lot of business owners out there, a lot of agency owners out there, a lot of consultants out there are basically shooting themselves in the foot. So I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the ticker. I see my StreamYard is like completely changed colors. I guess it's okay. It's not that bad. Let me know what you think of the new color scheme. Takes some getting used to though, unless I'm in dark mode over here, and that's why everything looks so super dark. But yeah, like I said, link is down in the description below. I want you guys to ask me anything and everything about Google Ads, about getting clients. This is exactly what this live stream is for. And also, special announcement, our Black Friday sale is still on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen over here. And today's one is a really good one for you if you want to get more clients, right? It's called the Google Ads Elite Accelerator. And let me show you this cover. I'm so proud of this cover over here. Look at that cover. That should tell you every single thing that you need to know. Myself and Pamela Wagner are putting on a clinic. We are putting on a workshop. We are putting on a masterclass, and we're going to explain to you exactly why you're not getting clients. So this is specifically for Google Ads freelancers, people trying to find more clients so they can run their Google Ads, any account managers out there. This is specifically for you. And the reason why I am super excited about this is we're going to cover some in-depth topics. So let me talk you through just what the itinerary is. We're going to talk about why it's easy to do marketing for your clients. Excuse me one second. Let me just bring the screen closer. We're going to talk about why it's so easy to do marketing for your clients, but not for yourself. I know a lot of marketers feel that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in here so y'all can see. Also, what we're going to talk about is what should you charge? What should you actually charge clients? And what should you promise clients in client negotiations? Because this is a question I get all the time. What do I promise them to get the deal? We're also going to talk about sales, closing deals, managing accounts, implementing unfair advantages that get clients results even faster, landing pages, Google Ads reporting, retargeting, and we're going to have a live Q&A. On top of that, you're going to have a 1 year's access to our Google Ads community. And I really think that all of this here is going to help you get a lot more freelance clients. But on top of all of that, the price tag is $3,400. There's only 8 slots open, right? As of today, there are only 8 slots open. So if you miss it, you miss out. Anyway, that's the Elite Google Ads Accelerator. You can find a link for that down in the description below. And I want to say hi to everyone. So if you're on this live stream right now, say hi. Say hi in the comment section as well, so I know you're here, and ask me every single thing that you need to ask me. So what I want to do and how I want to start this off is I just want to explain to you why you should listen to me, for lack of a better word, because I think a whole lot of people can come on here and they can give you so much advice, but have they actually done anything? Are they actually charging clients these big amounts, or are they just coming onto YouTube and pretending to know it all? And then when they go back to their lives, they don't really live the life that they're talking about. So I started off Google Ads in 2017. And when I started off Google Ads in 2017, I was a business owner. I did not know how to run Google Ads. I was not a Google Ads freelancer. I didn't know anything about Google Ads. I had to learn everything about Google Ads, from running ads to my own business, right? and I was a web designer. And I only had a $1 per day budget. I didn't have a lot of money to spend. So what happened was I used my little $1 per day budget in 2017, and I actually got leads. I actually got sales. I got pretty good with search ads, and I got pretty good with display ads. And then what I did was, and I'm not telling you guys to do this, but what I did was I went to local business owners in South Africa and I told them, hey, I can get you 30 leads for $250. And if I don't get you 30 leads for $250, I will give you your money back. That was my little deal that I did. And that was back in, I think it was 2019, right? So I started off just doing that. And I started getting hit up by so many business owners saying, yeah, lead generation is a problem. I've got the website, but getting the leads is such a problem. Devin, can you help me? I'm willing to pay the $250. So they paid. I helped them. I got the leads for them. And then we all know about the big problematic event that happened in 2019 that hospitalized everyone and shut the world down. I'm not going to mention it on the screen because I don't want to be demonetized. But anyway, that thing happened in 2019, the big cough, cough thing. And then what happened is I couldn't get leads for people anymore. So I was back to square one again. I didn't know how to sell Google Ads. I didn't know how to convince somebody to let me run their ads. And the worst thing is, all of the clients that I had and I produced results for them, they were small-ish types of clients. So I didn't feel good about going to somebody and saying, hey, I'm really good with Google Ads, because I thought I have to spend $100 per day or $600 per day at least, or $1,000 per day at least, so that I can say I'm good with Google Ads and I can charge real money. So what I did was I went on to Upwork. And when I went on to Upwork, I was charging next to nothing. I think I was charging $15 per hour to manage Google Ads accounts. And the problem with Upwork and the problem with all freelancing platforms, as all of you know, is you start working and you're going against guys that are literally willing to charge $3 an hour just to get the client, or they'll charge like $100 to manage Google Ads account. And if you're charging $100 to manage a Google Ads account, number one, you're not going to do a great job. And number two, you're not going to have enough time, because so many clients are going to buy into that. And at the end of the day, you are basically not really running a business. You're actually costing other freelancers money. You're being greedy and taking all of the clients for yourself. And the problem with that is you can't compete against guys like that, because you're charging $500 per month, or you want to charge $350 per month. And I'm talking about when you're starting off with Google Ads, whereas other freelancers are charging like $100 per month. So how do you convince the client to spend 3 times more when you don't even have proof that you are good at what you do? So this was a problem for me. And what I realized very quickly was, and you guys are very quiet, guys, you can ask me questions in the comment section. What I realized very quickly was, it is not the people that run Google Ads that get paid well. It is not the people who are very good at running Google Ads accounts that get paid well. It is not the people who put the most time into a client's Google Ads account that get paid well. The only way to get paid well, if you're a Google Ads freelancer or if you're a Google Ads manager, is to actually become a Google Ads expert. Now, you might be saying, but Devin, I am a Google Ads expert because I do this every day. I'm running like 40 accounts right now. So how can I say I'm not an expert? What I mean by that is, if I go and look for you on social media and I can't find any proof of your skills, somebody that you've helped, if you claim to be an expert, where are those people? If you claim to have the skills and I can't find you on YouTube, I can't find you on LinkedIn, I can't find you anywhere, or I find your profile and it has like 3 followers, I'm not saying life is supposed to be fair. We all know life is unfair, but if you run Google Ads, life is particularly unfair. Because if the clients know how much hell you have to go through to keep their accounts profitable, how much dealing with ad reps, how much choosing the right bidding strategies, how much sleepless nights there are. And for that little bit of money that you're getting, guys, it's kind of, it sucks. Let's be honest. It's just us on this live stream. Being a Google Ads account manager sucks. Being a Google Ads freelancer sucks because you're competing against people that want to get paid in crumbs. And yet here you are, you're very good at what you're doing, but people just want to pay you in crumbs. Or you get business owners that say, if you get me great results, how many of you guys have heard this? If you get me great results, work for free for 30 days. And if I see that you're running my ads properly and you're getting me clients, then I will gladly pay you. Or we're making $1,000 or we're making $14,000. And only if you get me results, I'm going to start paying you. How many of you guys have had that? Tell me down below in the comments. How many of you have had clients that say they will only pay you once you start getting results for them? So the problem is this: when you're an account manager, life is hard. What you need to do is you need to become an ad expert, right? So very quickly, I started to realize, and I realized this on Upwork. By the way, if you want to know my credentials on Upwork, I can pull them up for you right now. I stopped working on Upwork for about, I don't know, it's probably been like 2.5 years since I've been on Upwork. But what I'll do is I'll pull up my Upwork account and I'll show you exactly where I left off, so that you guys can see this is all legit. I am not making it up. I was a top rated Upwork, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I can pull up my profile, your profile, view profile over here. Because a lot of you guys want to know that, like, I'm real, that I'm not just faking it. So this is what I've got on Upwork right now. Da, 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 da. Guys, I have connects on Upwork. I didn't know what to do with them. Like for the past, I think since December last year, I've just been getting connects and I've just been wasting them because I don't have any use for my connects on Upwork anymore. But as you can see over here, Google Ads, digital marketer. I've had 5K in earnings. I've done 19 jobs. And I think I have a 5-star rating. Where do you go over there and see your rating? I think I still have like a perfect record on Upwork. Guys, if you know the platform now, it's changed a lot since I've been here. But if you know the platform now, yeah. So this is how much I was charging. I was charging $110 per hour, and that's just for Performance Max Review. I was charging $110, and I even had some big stuff where I was $55 per hour, $55 per hour, and now where I am today, I charge $350 per hour, right? And that's just to help people with their Google Ads. So I haven't been on Upwork in like September 2023 was my last job, but this is like when the contract cut. It's probably closer to February that I haven't been on Upwork. As you can see, there's only 4 hours worth of work over here. But when I tell you that I've gone through the phase where people don't pay you and they pay you crap, I can show you. I can go far back and I can show you how people were paying me like 15 bucks just to handle their Google Ads. I've been through all of that. There we go. Google Ads expert, $40 per hour, $25 per hour. And it just gets lower and lower and lower. And a lot of you guys, you're there right now. If you're listening to this live stream, customers won't pay you. Customers are expecting too much, and customers expect amazing results. And they say they will only pay you after you get amazing results. So how do you handle that? What I want to do at this moment is I just want to open the floor for any questions on what I've covered before. If you have any questions, drop them down now. And then I'm going to get into a couple of things that you can do to break out of this hellhole, because I've been there. Any questions you want to ask? Ask them now. You guys are super quiet today, but I know there's a question coming. I know this because every single live stream I get a question about how do I get more clients? How do I get more Google Ads clients? I know that for sure. Anyway, so to continue on with my story, what happened was a whole lot of clients were underpaying me, and I started realizing one thing. I started realizing that the guys who manage the ad accounts are always the worst paid guys. You don't want to be the guy who manages the ad accounts. Now, a lot of people get really good with Google Ads and they feel like they want to manage everything. They want to do the client contracts, they want to speak to the clients, they want to manage the ad accounts, and they want to do the marketing as well, which is perfectly fine. But one thing you need to understand, so Peter is asking, do you use any Zapier automations by any chance? Nope, no Zapier automations. So basically, a whole lot of people, a whole lot of people will try and kind of swindle you out of what you deserve, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're positioning yourself as an expert. You want to position yourself as an expert. What does that mean? It means you need to show up on social media. And I know you hate that advice. If you're good with Google Ads, you probably hate being in front of the camera. You probably hate being on social media. All you want to do is run ads, make people money, and you want to get on with your life. But let's be real. You're probably losing clients every single month to more popular agencies. You're probably having to take deals that you know you shouldn't have to take just to stay afloat. And you're probably having to undercharge just to get the client, right? Or you have to give away a free audit, a free month. You have to promise the client the world. And only if you promise them every single thing, then only the client will say, okay, yes to you. The reason why it's so difficult to get clients to say yes to you is because you're not saying the right things to the client. So the first thing that I learned, and I'm speaking about experience from being a Google Ads manager that was getting paid $15 per hour to now being a Google Ads consultant that's getting $350 per hour. The main difference is listening to the client. So a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them this, but I haven't managed a Google Ads account in 2 years. I think maybe even 2.5 years. I haven't touched a Google Ads account and changed a whole bunch of things in like 2 years. Why? Because I'm a consultant now. I don't do that. I sit with a client, I explain what the problems are in the Google Ads account. I explain to them exactly how they should solve the problems in the Google Ads account. And then I leave. I get paid for my time. As a Google Ads consultant, I do not charge monthly, I charge hourly. That's $350 per hour just to sit and listen to the client. If the client decides they want to waste my time and talk for 55 minutes about the weather, I still get paid $350 per hour. If a client decides that they want to get down and dirty and they want to understand their conversion tracking, but they still want another hour, I charge them another $350 per hour. And a lot of people are like, but that's crazy. There's no way you should charge that much. There's no way you can charge that much. Guys, I'm doing it right now. I'm not lying to you. Like, I can pull up my booking page and I can show you, I'm not lying to you. But one thing you have to understand is the reason why you can't charge more is because you're having the wrong type of conversation with the client. You're talking about bidding strategies. You're talking about keyword match types. You're talking about account structures. Your client doesn't care. They do not care. Your client cares about leads, sales, and improvement. So the more that you can change the conversation to how do we get you more leads, how do we improve your sales, and how do we improve where your business is going, the more money the client will pay for you. The more that you talk about, we're gonna improve the forms on your website. We're going to connect to CRM. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. The clients don't really care. They don't really care. Clients care about getting more clients. And so if you want to be a highly paid Google Ads freelancer, you need to stop thinking like a Google Ads um, account manager, and you need to start thinking more like a consultant. So I'll give you a beautiful piece of advice. Whenever a client is telling you that, oh, I want to work with you, but I want to know if you're the real deal. So can you give me a month for free, and then we'll see what the results are. If the results are good, I'll come back and then we'll start working together and stuff like that. You should say no to that deal. As hard as it is, you should say no to that deal. Now, if the client asks, how do I know that you're even good at what it is that you do? How do I know that you can even run an account? You need case studies. You need proper, defined case studies. I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you my consulting page over here. And I'll show you how I get people to pay me $350 per hour. It's very simple. As you can see, one-on-one Google Ads consulting, the website doesn't even look that good. When you click on book a call over here, you're going to go to the section, and the section says $350, and you're only paying that for 1 hour of consulting, right? And now, the first thing you need to do is you need to show the client that you have a system, a process where you've helped entrepreneurs actually go from not making money to making money. So that's step number one. You need a process. If you don't have a process, if it's just, oh, I'm going to audit your ads and we'll take it from there, guess what? You are going to get paid. You're going to get paid underpaid. Sorry, let me say that again. You are going to be underpaid every single time because you don't have a process. The second thing the client is going to want to see is results. Who have you helped? And do you have a clear example that their lives were better after working with you? So for me, it's very simple. I can say, these are my consulting clients. This lady, she had 11 plumbing leads, and now she had 102 leads, and we did it for her in 23 days. The next one, here is another client. He had 16 leads and he went to 354 leads. Here's another client. He was losing money on his online store, and now he's making $2,230 every single week on his online store, right? So in other words, you need proof. You need testimonials. You need people that you've worked with. And what a lot of you guys do is you don't want to work on your website. You don't want to work on your case studies. You don't want to work on any of that stuff. You just want to show up to the client and say, oh, please, Mr. Client, just tell me the magic words to say so I can work with you. Am I right? Guys, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. So that's the first part. You have to have proof of what you do. You have to have proof that you follow a process. The second thing that you want to do is you want to have even more proof of your website that you're good at what you do. Now, a lot of people, when I tell them start a YouTube channel, start a social media page, get some recognition for yourself. There's two things that I hear often. The first one is, oh, I don't want to show my face. I don't want to show my face. I'm going to switch the camera off. Let me do that over here. I'm going to switch the camera off. How do I just switch the camera off over here? Let's see. Camera off. People are just going to magically hire me. It doesn't work that way. The more people know you, the more people will pay you. The less people recognize you, the less people will pay you. So you need to be on social media. It's a non-negotiable. If you're a Google Ads account manager, a Google Ads expert, a Google Ads consultant, you need to be on social media, because social media is today's currency that you know what you do. So that's number one. Number two, if you can't market yourself well, how am I going to trust you to market my business? Right? I want you to think about that for a second. If Bob can't market himself and get at least 13 followers on LinkedIn, how's he going to grow my LinkedIn following to 10,000 followers? If Prashan over here can't market his own business on Google Ads, how's he going to market my business on Google Ads? These are very simple things. You know what I did to win over business owners when I first got started out? And they said, "Oh, we're not sure if you're the right guy for a job." I said, "Listen, I had $1 per day. I generated a whole bunch of leads. Imagine how many leads I can generate if you give me $10 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day. These are all the leads I generated for myself. And when I showed business owners how good I was doing with tiny amounts of money, with peanuts, the business owners was like, you know what? If Devin can generate those types of leads for himself, he can definitely generate leads for me. So that was step number one. Step number two is they went onto my social media. My LinkedIn was completely, there was nothing over there. My Twitter, there was nothing over there. There's still nothing over there. My Instagram, there's still nothing over there. But they could go on YouTube and they can watch one or two or three of my videos. My videos were terrible, by the way. I recorded my videos with this little Nokia 6.1 phone. The camera was shaking. The mic was awful. It was gray because I was using screen recording software. But even crappy video like that was still getting me clients. It's crazy. I had one client that paid me, I think it was $110 per hour off just a Reddit post. I just wrote a Reddit post and I said, if you're brand new to Google Ads, these are the top 7 things that you have to do. And the post just lived there and it kept on just getting me clients. You see, the one thing that you need to understand is a lot of people say there are no high value Google Ads clients anymore. There's no clients that want to pay you money. Yes, they are. There's clients that are more than happy to pay you money. But the problem is clients will only pay you over a certain amount when they trust that you can do what you say you're going to do. And this is the chicken and egg problem with freelancers, because a lot of freelancers, they kind of lie to get the job. They get the job, they ignore the clients, and then the client just leaves them. Or they charge a price so cheap. Have you guys ever done this? Have you ever charged a client so little money? And when you started working on your ads account or on the client's ad account, you'll be like, this is not worth it. This is just not worth it. Let me know if that's happened to you. Have you ever charged the client money and then afterwards, when you started working, you're like, and this is not worth it. What did I do? And now you're locked in. So what do you go and do? You go and get a second client and a third client and a fourth client. You go and get all of these clients and none of them are paying you well, but every single month you have to run their accounts. Now, if you think social media marketing is hard, if you think building a profile for yourself and putting out a couple of videos is hard, try living the life that you're living right now for the next 10 years, where you're always being screamed at because the ads are underperforming, where people are always angry with you because of something that you didn't do. They Googled their own ads and they couldn't find it. All of that is coming because you're not positioning yourself as an expert. Now, some of you might be saying, Devin, but are you saying that if I position myself as an expert, all of these things will go away? Yeah, because you're actually going to get clients that respect you, that value what you do. They're going to take time to listen to you and they're going to implement the things that you are suggesting, versus the clients that you have right now, where you tell them to do a couple of things or you suggest a couple of things and they're like, oh yeah, whatever. And they just ignore you completely. And then when your ads start, or rather when their ads start performing badly, then they point the finger at you and say, you're not doing a job, you should do better. But yet they didn't listen to you for the past 30 days. And if that's happened to you, let me know down below in the comment section as well. So the point that I'm trying to get at here is you need to really have a deep look at yourself, at your branding, and you need to understand your strengths. That is one of those things. Hey, Abhinev, how you doing? You need to really have a deep understanding of branding because, hey, at the end of the day, this is a game of marketing. Now, I know you don't want to hear that. I know you think that it's just skills. If you have better skills than the next person, you're going to get all of the money and all of the clients. Guys, I'm going to show you this again, right? I am not the best Google Ads manager on earth. I'm a Google Ads consultant, but I'm charging $350 per hour just to look at people's ads. I'm not working on ad accounts. I charge them money, they show me their ads, I just let them know what I think. And I'm not the best at what I do. In fact, I can tell you that Pamela Wagner charges a lot more than me. She does. And she's a consultant as well. So the question is this: how do I get paid $350 per hour where you can't even get $350 per month from your clients? Or maybe you get $1,000 per month. And you know you're going to have to put in at least 10 hours of work into that account every single week to get it running the exact way that you do. And you get screamed at and you get shouted at, and the client has a problem with you, and the client's Googling their ads. The reason why all of this is happening is because you're not positioning yourself as an expert. Once you position yourself as an expert, it becomes so much easier to make money, right? So that is my main message to you today. I'm not going to get into specifics unless you guys ask any questions. But the one thing I'm going to tell you is you need to be an expert. Oh, and we also talked about, this is the one thing that we do need to talk about on this live stream, is what should you promise the client? Okay, so let's cover that quickly. And then after that, I'll end the live stream. But if you guys have any questions, shoot them through. I'm just going to clear my throat, and then we'll talk about what should you promise the client. All right. So Ebenev asked a beautiful question over here. He says, how do you tackle imposter syndrome then? When do you feel confident to call yourself as a consultant, or when do you feel confident calling yourself a consultant? Is there a year mark? Well, this is the thing, Ebenev. I'm going to tell you, when I started off calling myself a consultant, I was scared to death. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. I don't feel like an expert. I don't look like an expert. I haven't been on a big stage with a microphone talking to people. There's no suit. There's no TEDx. I am not an expert, right? So this is how I felt. This is literally how I felt. I was like, there is no way that I'm an expert. And then I started realizing something. To be an expert at something, to be an expert at anything, you only need to be 10% better at it than the normal person, right? You only need to be 10% better at it than the normal person. So, for example, if a client comes to you and he says to you, Devin, I don't even know, or Abhinav, I don't even know what Google Ads is, and I don't know how to generate leads from it. I don't know how that stuff works. It's weird. It's got graphs, it's got all of these columns over there. In the client's mind, you are the expert. Just because you know the system and they don't know the system, you become the expert. So there's the secret fear that we have as freelancers. We're scared that we're going to show up to a client and we're going to charge the client money, and the client's going to point at us and say, you don't know what you're doing. You've only ran 5 accounts. Now I'm not paying you because you've only ran 5 accounts, or you've only ran 2 accounts. Now I'm not going to pay you any money. You're not an expert. You're lying. That is like a secret fear that I had for the first 2 years of calling myself a consultant. I was like, what if they ask me a question I don't know? What if they come there and they telling me that they don't feel like they should pay me? I should have a marketing degree, and now they're going to take me to court because I don't have a marketing degree. So I was scared of all of those things. I was scared because I didn't work for Google. How dare I call myself an expert? And what I started realizing is the client does not care about you. The client cares about their business, and where they're going. And if you can help them get there faster than they can by themselves, then you are an expert. If you landed in the desert and you didn't know the way out, you didn't know which way to go, and you didn't know what to do, and there was a guy in the desert with you, and all that guy knew was where to find water, where to find shade, and what direction to walk in to get to the next town, that guy would be the most important expert in your life at that moment. He doesn't know much. He just knows where the water is, he knows where the shade is, and he knows which direction to go in. And that's a lot more than you know. That guy becomes the expert. You see what I'm getting at here, Abhinav? Expert has a lot of different meanings. But the main definition of expert is that you know 10% more than the average person knows about a subject. And the best thing about this is, as you grow as a consultant, let's say you label yourself as a consultant, and more people come to you with their problems, then you're able to address issues. So, I've been recently told I'm better than a guy doing Google ads for 5 years. Thank you. And how long have you been doing ads for, Abhinav? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be super interesting. Mhm. All right. So Keenan says here, hi, Devin. I hope you're doing well. I have a question. How did your transition from a Google Ads manager to Google Ads consultant happen? How and when did you decide to make the change? Okay. That is a good question, Keenan. I'm going to get to that question. So Abhinav, do you remember what I was saying at the beginning? Anyone who's been on this live stream since the beginning, do you remember what I was saying about you've been doing stuff longer, and yet there's guys that have been doing it for 5 years? I'm going to tell you guys something. Really, I shouldn't be sharing this on a live stream, but I'll share it with you guys, right? I get paid $350 per hour, right? I'm going to show you. I get paid $350 per hour, right? I'm not flexing. I'm just showing it for the new people that have came onto the live stream. The only reason why I get paid that much is because I am better at speaking and articulating my thoughts than the next guy. So I've had clients that have come up to me and they've said, Devin, we want to pay you $350 per hour. So I get $350 per hour. And now you guys think that this guy's going to ask me high-level questions. Which AdWords script should I use? Should I use PMAX retargeting? How do I use retargeting? How do I use remarketing? How do I make sure that this is connected to this? How do I make sure my conversion tracking is... You know what the guy asked me? For $350, you know what the guy asked me? He says to me, I want to start a financial advisory firm. And the only question I want to know is more or less how much are my clicks going to cost? So I take him to Google Keyword Planner. I show him how much the clicks are going to cost. I show him, based on what we're seeing here, your clicks are going to cost between $15 and $20. And your cost per lead would be about, I don't know, $300. The guy looks at it and he says, Devin, this has been phenomenal. Thank you very much. I said to him, we still got 30 minutes left on the call. He's like, keep the rest of the money. That's all I wanted to know from you. And he leaves. I'm the expert. But I call myself an expert. I knew 10% more than him. And he was after that 10%. That's it. That's all he cared about. And he knew his time is valuable. So it's better for him to pay me $350 per hour to answer that one thing for him versus him spending the next 2 days trying to figure it out himself, which would probably have cost him more money because time is money for a lot of financial people. And if you think about it, if the dude gets $500 per hour and he spends 20 hours trying to solve a problem, let's do that, $500 per hour, 20 hours trying to solve a problem, he would have cost himself $10,000 where he could have just paid me $350 to give him the answer to his question. So yeah. All right. So Keenan asks, hi, Devin. I hope you are well. I have a question. How did you transition from a Google Ads manager to a consultant? How and when did you decide to make the change? Okay. That is a very good question. So When you're managing Google Ads, it's kind of like being a website designer. You have to be there, you have to create the campaigns, you have to manage the campaigns, and you have to run the campaigns, right? And at the same time, you have to keep communicating to the client, and you have to tell him, our click cost is up, our lead cost is up, so on and so forth. And what happened with me was, I watched this video on YouTube from this guy called Chris Doe. And Chris Doe, he said something very, very simple, and it stuck with me. He said, a lot of us charge the clients for our time, but we don't charge the clients for our thinking. And I was like, how do you even charge for thinking? How can you say, I'm just thinking about something, give me $1,000? That sounds stupid. Like, nobody does that. And he said, that's exactly what high level consultants do. When business consultants charge $10,000 or $20,000, they walk into the business and they say, you need to fire 10% of your staff. You need a new marketing campaign focused on this. And you need to kill 1, 2, 3 products. And you need to start this new product. Thank you very much. Here's the invoice. Pay me now. Goodbye. That's what business consultants do. So what I started doing was, I didn't have the confidence to be a consultant, Keenan, to answer your question. So what I said was, instead of me going straight into consulting, I'm just going to teach people how to do what I do. And so I went from a Google Ads manager to a Google Ads teacher. And I went to business owners, or rather business owners came to me. They said, Devin, we want you to manage our ads. I said to them, I will do you one better. You can manage your own ads. You can save the money. All I need is you to pay me 10 hours and I'll teach you everything that I know, right? So it's a very low cost strategy. I'm just going to them and I'll say, I'll teach you everything that I know for 10 hours and you can run your own ads. And every single business owner said, yes, please. That sounds great, because then I don't have to pay an agency. This guy's going to teach me everything I know. And what happened was, I started teaching them and they came back with more questions, which was scary. I mean, now they have questions about, Devin, can you explain to me why these keywords are performing badly? Or Devin, can you explain to me why my leads are so expensive? Now, when they came back and they started asking these questions, I now had to really think about, how am I going to explain this to them so that it makes sense? And that's where the consulting started coming in. So now I have to explain to the guy, you need to do this. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong, which is basically consulting. And eventually what happened was, I stopped the teaching part entirely. And then I got so good at just solving problems for people that people just came. They asked me a question. I immediately knew what the problem was. And I just told them, you need to fix this and this and this. And if you don't believe me, check out my YouTube channels. Check out my YouTube channel. Look at my videos. Look at the most popular videos. All of the most popular videos, they have to do with me explaining how to solve a particular problem. I'll actually show you that since we're all here. Abinev, I do see your question. I will get to it. I'm just finishing off with Keenan over here. All right. So let me share my channel over here. Give me a second. All right. So got my channel over here. Go to videos. Right. These are all my videos. Look at this video. 100 views, 81 views, 100 views, 100. If we look at my most popular videos, each and every single one of those solves a problem. What to do if you get 0 clicks and 0 impressions. This content makes me an expert. How to switch to expert mode. This content makes me an expert. Every type of Google ad explained in under 10 minutes. This solves a problem. Beginner's Guide to Remarketing solves a problem. How to do split testing in Google Ads. So what I'm doing is I'm learning stuff and then I'm teaching stuff. And then obviously people have questions on it. And then I answer those questions. Keenan, does that make sense to you? And then eventually you get so good at answering those questions that you eventually become a consultant. But to answer Abhinav as well, this doesn't happen like in, oh, you've been doing this for 12 months. Now you are promoted to being a consultant. You've been doing this for 10 years now. Now you are promoted to being a consultant. No. if you are good at explaining to the client what the problem is in their Google Ads account, you can be an expert on day one. You can be an expert on day one. You don't have to wait 10 years. You don't have to wait 5 years. That is a lie that people tell you. And you'll notice if you look at everybody else who says, oh, but you're supposed to go to university and you're supposed to know this, most of those people are not experts. When you speak to experts, they'll tell you, yeah, it's possible. I always laugh when I see these guys on the news and they call themselves a dog expert or a zebra expert or lion expert or shark expert. I'm like, how do you become a shark expert? Do you have to get like 25 shark bites and then you're a shark expert? Like, when does somebody call you a shark expert? They call themselves shark experts because they know 10% more than the average person does about sharks, and that's what makes them an expert. There's no shark university. There's none, right? You can be a marine biologist, but there's no shark university. So yeah, just something to think about. All right. So Abinev says, I just finished creating 2 campaigns, going to record a Loom, explaining the build. And as you said, good ads plus good communication skills equals you're a good Google Ads consultant, and 10% better than clients plus results. Exactly. That's exactly. And I'm thinking of doing the same. Google Ads Manager, write a blog on Google Ads, then finally becoming a consultant. So Abinev, I'm going to teach you a very, very, very Ebenezer is laughing and saying there's no Shark University. The way you got to think about this as well, guys, is if you think about this normally, if you put yourself out there and you want to really create content that resonates with people, think about what problem does the average business owner have. So if the average business owner has a problem of expensive leads with Google Ads, that's the video you're making. How to get your leads cheaper, how to get your Google Ads leads cheaper. If the average person knows they have a problem with ads not getting clicked on enough, how to get more clicks on your Google Ads. When you start making that type of content, it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can literally record your screen. You don't even have to show your face. And at the end of the video, you just say, guys, if you want to know more, or if you want to talk about consulting, click on the link below to book a free call with me. It can be a free call. You don't have to charge for it at first, just so that you can get into the flow of talking to people and explaining problems. And then once you start getting a little bit confident, you can start charging $50 per hour for consulting, $100 per hour, 110, 150. What I did was every single time somebody came to me, I doubled my fee. So what happened was I was charging $15 per hour. And then I went from charging $15 per hour to charging $25 per hour because I was scared like to charge more. Then I went to $55 per hour. Then I went to $110 per hour. In fact, if we look at my Upwork page, I'll show you that exact thing. But the main thing that I'm trying to convey to you guys is that the stuff is easy. So what I want to do is let me share my screen. Also, if you just joined the live stream, I want to tell you about a special that we have right now for Black Friday. So myself and Pamela Wagner are running a program to help you understand how to get more freelance clients in your business. And there's only 8 slots left, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to spend 8 weeks with you, and we're going to cover every single thing that you need to know about getting more freelance clients with Google Ads. For those of you who don't know Pamela Wagner, and for those of you who don't know me, I've been doing this for the past 7 years, and I literally teach business owners how to run their own ads, and I've been a high-level Google Ads consultant for a long time. Pamela Wagner is Forbes 30 Under 30, Harvard graduate, and she's optimized over 3,000 ad accounts, and she's also started a Google Ads agency from scratch. And we're going to teach you how to market yourself as a freelancer, how much you should charge, what you should promise, and also sales, closing deals, and account management. I think a lot of people have a problem with charging money for services. But what I want to do is let me show you how I started off on Upwork, because this is super funny. I started off charging $10 to design logos. Does that sound familiar? $10 to design logos. From there, I upgraded and I went from $10 to designing logos to $10 to designing banners. Notice this is back in 2018 and I was broke AF. Okay. And then I charged $10 to help a guy set up his Google Ads campaign. $10. And the guy wrote, he is knowledgeable and helped me set up a PPC campaign for Google Ads. I'm happy. That's all I needed, $10. And then I graduated. Now, somebody came and said, help me increase my Google AdWords impressions and clicks. So I charged $15. And then I went back down to $6. And then I went back up to $20. And all of a sudden, I was charging $25 per hour. And then, yes, please, Ebenev, you know the struggle. We all have to start. Ebenev, you're making me laugh too much on this live stream. But yeah, we all have to start with selling logos. It's like an unwritten rule of Google Ads. And then I started charging $25 per hour. And then I started charging $40 per hour. So look at this gap. This started off at 2018 and we are at 2019 now, and I'm still not being paid properly, right? And then from $25 to $40 per hour. Now we're getting serious. And check this out. Now I'm at $55 per hour. Now people aren't laughing anymore. Now it's like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. So I went from what did we start off with, guys? $10? $10 for a whole logo job. And then I ended up with $55 per hour. Let's keep on going over here. Now I'm charging $55 per hour. Then I cranked it up $110, right? For 1 hour. No. This is 2 hours. So $55 each. 55. And then I started charging $110 per hour, $110 per hour, 55, 110. And I finished my last job on Upwork almost 2 years ago because I finished in Feb. I stopped at 110 per hour, but now I'm charging $350 per hour. So 3 times plus a $20 on top what I ended off with. So as you can see, guys, this is not like night and day. I didn't just like put my hood on and I'm like, okay, I'm an expert now. I'm going to charge money now. It's not how it works. But all of these things build your confidence. So I'm going to end this live stream. You guys can ask questions. You've been fantastic. Keenan, Ebenev, shout out to you. But you can ask any more questions. I'm going to end this live stream with what should you promise the client? Because I think that's a big thing that a lot of you guys are missing out on. And for those of you who are wondering where you can sign up for that Google Ads high-level program that we're starting in January, there's only 8 slots available. Link is in the description below. And the cost is, just check the page. It'll tell you the cost. But I think it's like $3,500. But if you're a freelancer and you want to be in business, it's a wise investment to actually get better at running a business because you're going to make so much more money learning from us than wasting time trying to figure out everything by yourself. So the last thing that I get asked, and I get asked this all the time, and the nice thing about this live stream is next time somebody asks me that, I'm just going to send in the live stream. But the last question that I get asked often is, what should you promise the client? I always tell people not to promise the clients anything. Never promise the client anything. And they always say, yeah, but that's crazy because then the client won't say yes to you. And I'm like, okay, so what? Why do you want to go and promise stuff? It's just stupid. Yeah, but then how do I show that I'm good at Google Ads? Because I can get leads, I can get clients. I'm like, the client is not paying you to get leads and clients and all of that stuff. The client is paying you to spend the time in his Google Ads that he doesn't have. That's simple. A lot of you are going, whoa. Yeah. I mean, think about it. The client does not have the time to spend on his Google Ads. You do. So all you have to do is tell the client, you ask the client, how many hours are you spending in your Google Ads right now, Mr. Client? And Mr. Client is going to say, I don't have time for them. I spend maybe 2 hours, if I can, per week on that. And you tell him, I'm going to spend 10 hours. And that's why I'm going to get better results than you're getting right now. And then he says to you, oh, but tell me, what are you going to get? Tell me how much you're going to get. Well, then you ask him, what are you getting right now? And if he tells you, I'm only getting 100 leads per month, well, I'm going to get you more. How much more? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but let's just do some basic maths. If you're spending 2 hours in your Google Ads account and you're getting 100 clients per month, do you think that if I spend 10 hours in your Google Ads account, I can get you a lot more than 100 clients? And then he's going to think and he's going to go, you actually do have a point. Because with what little I knew about Google Ads, I'm already getting 100 clients. If you've been doing this and you've been helping other people, you're going to be able to get so much better results than I am. And that's the end of the conversation. You stop it there. You don't go and say, oh, I'm going to get you 50 clients this month, and then next month I'm going to get you 70 more clients, because now you're painting yourself into a corner, and then you wonder 3 months down the line why the guy left you. He left you because you promised something that you could not deliver on. And sometimes, even when you deliver on it, he leaves you anyway because he's going after the next person that's going to promise him that he's going to get him 400 leads and 500 leads. And it just keeps on going like that. You don't want clients like that. You want clients that trust you, that pay you well, and that leave you alone. That's what you want. And yeah, if you want any more, check out the Google Ads Accelerator. Like I said, I am going to leave a link in the description. I'll show it to you one more time. So this is our Black Friday special over here. And as you can see, you've got 18 hours left to grab this deal. It's on day number 4. And we are going to teach you every single thing that you need to know about Google Ads. So Abinev says over here, let me just get to this comment over here. Abinev says over here, we recently onboarded such a client, self-managed to agents. Well, there we go. There we go. Abinev, tell me about that story there. I want to hear about that story. Tell me what that client did. Anyway, while Abinev is typing that out, I'm going to show you, this is what we got going on. It's the Google Ads Accelerator. This is only for freelancers. This is only for people who want to know how to get more clients with Google Ads. And it's a 8-week high-level Zoom training. We're going to do this live with you, and we're going to go through all the steps of getting clients, right? So if you're wondering what's being covered in there, we are going to cover why it's easy to do marketing for your clients, but not for yourself, what you should charge, what you should promise your clients in negotiations. We're going to talk about sales, closing deals, and account management. We're going to talk about implementing unfair advantages that get clients results even faster. And then we're going to talk about landing pages, Google Ads reporting, retargeting, and last but not least, we're going to have a live Q&A, and you get 12 months, a complete 12 months in my community where you can ask us anything you want. Anything you want. If you're having problem clients, if you're having terrible clients, you can come and you can ask for advice. It's all included in the package, right? So, all right. We're waiting on Abinev to send that comment through. But yeah, seems like Abinev doesn't want you to leave. No, it's good. I like staying. You know what? If you guys are asking me good questions, I will stay. I will definitely say. He was all exact match keywords, exact match negative keywords, 47. Yep. And you had to consolidate it all. Yep. And you know what the worst thing is, Abinev? Sometimes the client thinks they know better than you. So what happens is you're trying to actually fix his account, but he's trying to break it at the same time. And every time you change a setting, you have to answer him, oh, why are you changing that? You should be doing this. You should be doing this. I don't have that problem, because every single time a client comes to me and he says, Devin, you're making a wrong change, you're making a mistake, I tell him, do you want me to just leave this, and do you want to run your own ads? Because I mean, I'm the one over here with 190 YouTube videos on Google Ads. I haven't seen your YouTube channel yet. Do you have one? And then the client's like, oh crap, Devin's actually right. He knows a lot more than me. I should just trust him. So yeah. So a big problem, and I think a big problem in life, it's not just that we go through this, is we don't want to position ourselves as experts because we're scared, but then we have to deal with constant second guessing and undercutting, and people who don't want to pay us, and people who don't want to pay us on time, and people who say we don't do what we promised. And if you just taken the time to position yourself as an expert, all of those problems float away. I'm serious, guys. All of those problems float away. All of my clients love me. All of my clients really care. And I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. Like, if I showed you my wall of success, I have a whole wall of success. All of my clients, they just say good things about me. And do I have bad clients? Am I perfect? Of course I have bad clients. Of course we don't get results. But because I'm a consultant, it's even better for me because I just give advice. If they don't follow the advice properly, oh well, sorry for you. Come back to me and pay me for more advice. So yeah, that's my job basically. Yeah. So I'll show you this one thing and then we can all say goodbye to each other. So let's go over here. So this is my wall of success. I like to brag and I like to take all of my clients that I've worked with over the years and I put them on one big wall. So this is every single, well, not every single client that I worked with. While I was still on Upwork, this was every single client that I worked with. And as you can see, all of my clients saying really, really nice things about me. And it just goes on and on and on down the page. As you can see, we can just keep on scrolling over here. So yeah, if you guys are really serious about just a freelance business and getting the right thing going, then definitely check out that package at the link below. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Keenan, for the questions. Thank you so much, Ebenev, for making me laugh. And I feel like the questions were super good. I love you all. I'm going to pause for one more question. After that final question, I'm going to get out of here. So does anybody have one more question before I go? Okay, so Ebenev is off. Cheers, Ebenev. Thanks, man. Cool. If there are no more questions, I'd like to thank you all for being here. I will see you on the next live stream. Peace.